Hello, Commander Jupe here, welcoming you to our first ever episode of PSI Interview, where our Master of Ceremonies, Ghaleon the Arisen, asks members of our community only the most hard-hitting of questions. Bit of a disclaimer before we get into the interview. We are still working on improving our audio setup and general routines. For example, like me muting my mic on Discord but not OBS. That's something that needs to be fixed for the future. So apologies for a little bit of garbly audio and some background noise we normally don't want. We debated re-recording the episodes, but in the end decided to keep the magic that we had captured and to take these lessons forward for the next episode. So, without further delay, sit back, relax, and get to know our wondrous minstrel, Captain Seckatai, just a little better.
Merlin, shut up, dude.
Man, Merlin did so well up until right now.
Dude, I'm literally in the middle of an interview. Shut up. Let's jiggity iggity wiggity into it.
All right. Well, thank you for putting this time aside for us. As you being the first person that we are interviewing for the Sci-Hope charity team, one of the OG members, my boy Seckatai is here with us. What's up, Seckatai?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How you doing? Hope you had a wonderful Friday day, because it's not evening. It is definitely still day. So, hope you're having a wonderful one.
And depending on when this was released, it's going to be a great day, night, afternoon.
Nah.
One of the three.
We don't really care about what time zone it is. It's whatever day. It's just the day. Friday day. That's right. I hope you have a great Friday day.
Perfect. So how you doing today, man?
Doing great, man. Just got off of work, dealing with some folks, customer service be making you want to, jump off the wall and maybe kick somebody in the face a lot, really hard. But,
sure.
I mean, hey, we made it. It's Friday at the weekend. We were coming up off of the major D&D event, so like I'm feeling pretty good because I finally get to relax.
Yeah, boy, tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I have not been able to relax since, and that is because my life is absolutely in shambles at the moment. So to start this off, my first question, probably my favorite question: what's your full government name?
Oh, Lord.
Like first, middle, last.
Okay.
I'm joking.
So,
I'm joking.
I was about to say. Well,
what name would you prefer the world to know you as?
I mean, preferably Sec, but
Sec. All right.
I mean, but like I'm weird about my real name just simply because it's like my in real life people who know me.
Absolutely.
They're not the most supportive folks, and I'm the kind of person where it's like, if you were there, you were there. I don't want folks to start all of a sudden like, oh snap, Sec's doing this, and it's like, oh, I known you sis. No, stay over there, stay in your lane. You when I literally was putting this out on Facebook, you did not give a rat's behind. So stay over there, stay in your lane. That's cool. If you want to support, you do that. Just don't come over here expecting no special treatment. And I know a whole lot of people that want to do that. So, but I do not mind, especially like we've known each other for what, 2 going on 3 years
About
now.
2, pretty close to 3 years actually.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't mind like folks that are close, folks that are in the community, folks that are coming around. Y'all can call me Jay. That is the first initial, as well as a nickname that was adopted for me. So you guys can call me Jay if you want to refer to the person outside of Sec, which I mean,
Mm-hmm.
basically Sec is the same person, but it is what it is.
Right. I mean, out of full preference, like Galleon, Galley, B. We've all got our names to keep ourselves a little hidden on this wonderful place we call the hellhole. Sorry, internet. It's called internet. Um,
Oh, okay. You sure you're not referring to the, the dimension of torture?
yeah. The place
Uh,
where we all grew up and we all have our scars to prove it.
yep.
Um, so Sec or Seckatai or Captain Sec, either way, you heard it here, folks. That's what he wants to be called. Call him Sec. So, what made you decide to start streaming in the first place? Everybody
Uh,
has their event that fuels them to pursue streaming. So let's go into where that drive came from.
so I've kind of told the story before, but I'm gonna give you guys the full story.
Oh,
So,
an
Ooh.
exclusive day one. Let's go.
so initially when I came to Twitch, or I guess I should say came back to Twitch because the very first time I came to Twitch was right after my daughter was born, and I didn't meet very many good people, so I didn't stick around for long. I was like, this is cool. I thought this would be great, a literal website dedicated to video games and gamers playing video games. Didn't go well for me. Um, so what actually brought me back to the platform was Cynic. Cynic initially was like, "Hey, man, um, I would like to do a podcast called The Manga Panel," and me, him, and some of my other friends, like literally since back in college, if you know me, I chat about anime. Like I
Right.
chat stats, I chat lore, I chat deep dives. I'm about that life.
There's the
Um,
exclusive for where the Soul Crew came from. Continue.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you so
Inspired by
much.
One Piece. Um, but yeah,
Nice.
so he was like, I know how you are, so you could be like a special guest star. And so I tried it and I was like, this isn't that bad. I wouldn't mind being a regular member on the thing. Now, granted, at that point, I still hadn't actually started streaming because I was like, hey, I'll just help you, so I'm a very team player oriented kind of person. I usually don't do a lot of things for myself. Like what'll cause me to be like, oh, hey, let's do this is like, oh, hey, I want to support you and get you up there. So let's do this. Or, oh, we're gonna do this as a group. Sweet, let's do this. But
Gotcha.
what got me from just being, a guy on my friend's podcast to streaming as Captain Sec, was Papa Jin. Jin had a little bit before I started. He about a month or two, I want to say, he was like, "Hey man, I'm going to do this," and we lived together.
Oh wow.
Like month, yeah, we lived together like years prior, and when we were living together before we knew Twitch was a thing, we were like, "Hey man, it would be so cool if we could just like share this experience that we're having here while living together in the living room, sitting and chatting and playing video games and stuff with other people." So, like, when we were living together, we were thinking like maybe it would turn into a podcast or something like that, or maybe a YouTube channel. We were literally practicing. Like, we'd literally be sitting there playing a game together and, like, trying to drum up conversation outside the normal, just me and Jen chilling kind of thing. And like we were recording it and like playing the recordings back, like, hey man, do you think this is interesting? What are your thoughts about this? That sort of a thing. And,
Yeah.
we were doing that. Um
Where
and
all the
then
best YouTube channels start, by the way.
I mean, it's really crazy because like literally, I think if you had told either of us then you guys are gonna be on Twitch one day and you're gonna have a community, you're gonna build this supportive, all inclusive community that represents, what you guys, how you guys feel about the world, how you guys, you know, kind of like tackle the world. I'm pretty sure both me and him would have told you, I don't know what you're smoking, but you might want to put that down. Um,
And I mean, look at you now. Like
Yeah,
the trajectory that you guys have had, not only with Sci Hope, but on your own channels. Like Papa Jin, for those of you who don't know, is a budding VTuber.
yes,
And
sir.
one of the commentators of Sci Hope, I will be interviewing him soon as well. But like you both individually have like skyrocketed,
Yeah, it's
and
kind of
it's been
crazy.
wonderful to see. Both with us and you guys doing your own thing. You know, you got 575 followers so far, and what was Papa's?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got 325 on his own,
Oh,
and like
go.
I
Got
mean,
that piece.
it's a great spot, you know. Like I remember, like I don't have that big of a following. Like I think I cut out at like 625, 650 somewhere around there, and like my favorite moments were definitely in those early times.
Yeah, them early times be giving you some of the like gems. I mean, like there's stuff I love it too because like there's stuff which that Jin has in his channel that
Hmm.
like if you were there, you know, if you
Yeah,
weren't there, it's you could still appreciate it. But
right,
you
for
just can't
sure,
appreciate it as much as if you were there, you know.
absolutely.
And those moments are golden, man. They really are.
Yeah, oh for sure. Like the little inside jokes and the stuff that people can like reference back to. It's absolutely incredible. Well, awesome. That what a great exclusive. I did not know that you guys were that close. I mean, I knew you guys were close. I just didn't know you were that close.
Oh
That's
yeah, no,
awesome.
me and Jen, I've known Jen since before my daughter was born. And I mean like he's one of the few people that I actually would like trust in real life to like hang out with me and my daughter. Um
Right.
I'm very particular about that.
Oh, for
Um
sure. As you should be. As you
yeah.
should be.
And I mean like Jen, like I was telling him literally the other day, I want to say it might have been 2 days ago. I was just telling him thank you because I was like, if not for him literally saying to me like, "Bro, I think you could do this. I think you should do this." Is
Right.
like, I really feel like you would be great at this and there's no reason, why you couldn't try. If I can do it, man, so can you. And
No, for
we'll work
sure.
together. And I was just like, I mean, all right, man, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try. And I'm not gonna lie, like at first when I was like, I'll give it a try, I was like, man, I'll give it a try just to prove the point and then
Hmm.
not do it no more. And
Right.
look at me now.
No, for sure. Like you're absolutely crushing it. You got a weekly schedule. You got a full blown community that are die hard for you. Like it's wonderful to see.
It's pretty great, man. It's never in my wildest dreams, but it is pretty freaking phenomenal. I gotta say.
I mean, I'll hire somebody to pinch you because guess what? It ain't dreams, homie. This is reality now.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and pivot off of that amazing trajectory of that with well, probably one of my favorite questions on this list. So,
Um,
as we all know, charity is just plain good for the soul. And there's a lot of obvious reasons to spend some time with our old pal altruism. But I'll be real with you, man. I'm not interested in your surface level reasons. You know, like, oh, it's it just makes me feel good. I don't care. I want to know why doing these charity events is so damn important to you. And I can tell just from what you've done with us that out of all the people that I can like probably hurt some feelings with, you're one of the most passionate people that I've seen. So why is it that was it the charities or was it just the point of doing something to help another human being? Like what is it about it that made it so important for you?
so in order to answer this question as deeply as you would like for me to answer it, I'm going to tell you something slightly jarring before I answer it. I,
Okay. I mean, raw and real, let's go.
I absolutely hate people.
Okay.
Like, I straight up,
It's a mood.
I can't fucking stand people. Like on a day-to-day average basis,
Yep.
people get on my nerves, and this is your average person. This is not targeted at any individual, so please don't get
Right.
feelings hearing me say that. But on a massive scale, on
Yes.
a, how would I rate humanity overall? Fucking sucks. Flush them down the toilet, please. So
Okay. I can relate.
I think that's the majority of us here, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
well, I mean, hey, I don't hear a lot of people admit it
No, for
personally.
sure.
I definitely see a lot of people like, and don't get me wrong, I am all about love, but like that's ironically part of the reason I hate people is because like I grew up being this person, this
Right.
positive, person and all of that. And I got made the fuck fun of for it. I ain't
Yeah.
even gonna sit here and cap with you. I got
Yeah, yeah,
made
yeah.
fun of for being Mr. Positive and all of this stuff. And then eventually I toughened up,
Dude,
and
same.
people started realizing, oh, well, he might be positive and quiet and nice and smart, but he will actually fuck your ass up if you try him.
Hmm.
And I can admit I was that person for a lot longer than I wanted or needed to be.
Sure.
Um, and so getting to the answer,
Mhm.
partially it's for me. Like
Mhm.
partially it is literally for me. It's because these sorts of things help me remember that not everybody sucks,
Right.
right? Like you
There are
it
innocents out there.
right, and it's like crazy, even crazier still to think that on going in the day-to-day basis on that day-to-day grind and that day-to-day life that there are folks out here who are like, man, I got my own life to deal with, and let's be real for a second, life sucks. Life ain't no life don't have an easy mode button.
No, it do not. No, it does not.
um so the fact that there are people who can, outside of their own circumstances, go, hey, I want to do something, and I want to help these people,
Mhm.
that's something that speaks to me. But going even further than that, because hey, that speaks to me, but that usually isn't even enough to get me to move. My
Mhm.
daughter's another part of it.
Right. No, for
I
sure.
have it is important to me, probably the most important thing to me, that I set a good example for my daughter, like
Good man.
almost obsessively so. Like I am almost constantly watching myself, trying to make sure, like, okay, am I doing this? What kind of
Mhm.
impression am I giving off? I don't want there are things I went through with my dad, um that I just don't want my child to experience. So, and
Right.
also, on the same note, my dad, well, my dad didn't really do the whole like I believe in you. Some
Mhm.
people got that, the heartwarming stories like, oh man, my dad was there for me and this, that, the other. Like,
Yeah.
I love my dad because that's my dad, but fuck my dad.
No,
Um,
I got you.
like straight up, like, and if
I
you if
got
you
you.
ever hear this, man, like, it is what it is. Like,
No, for sure. I honestly relate to that more than most people would ever realize because it's not something I enjoy talking about too often.
I feel you on that.
Um,
I do.
and but the main reason that I treat everybody that I meet as family is because I know what it's like to not have family around.
Yep. Yep.
And he was a big my dad was a big proponent of that. So I completely understand.
Yeah. For me, my dad was definitely the what is it? The I guess you could say the blueprint for
Hmm.
what not to do.
That's that's exactly right. Absolutely.
And again, I don't, on the off chance that he hears this later, yes, I said what I said. Fuck you, but I
No,
do
I mean
love
it's the
you.
truth.
Like I do love you, but you my dad. But at the same time, fuck you. We
Yeah,
went
I
through some
mean,
really really shitty times. I'm not going to blare everything out because
yeah,
that is neither here nor there. But it
right.
is what it is. It made me the man that I am today.
Absolutely.
So
And I mean, at the end of the day, it's the truth.
yeah,
And if people can't handle the truth, then don't go looking.
that
That's
part,
how I've always felt about it.
that part, that
Um,
part.
so uh, jumping off that, because I mean, I don't know how much experience you've had with doing charity on your own, or if Sci-Hope was your first. I vaguely remember
Y'all were my first.
early on that Sci-Hope was literally one of your first charity events, or it was your first. I
My
can't
first
remember.
charity event. That
Right.
was my very first charity event.
So, um, I guess the question is, was joining Sci-Hope your way of getting into charity, or was there something else about our team that caught your eye? And you're not going to hurt any feelings if you say it was all because of me.
I mean, I might hurt your feelings because it was mostly because of Negatron and Jin.
No. I
But
take no offense.
um, I mean, so I would say that Sci Hope got me into actively doing something with charity.
For sure.
Like the idea that I could take my platform, which I mean, I can be honest and say I hadn't even really considered it a like platform
Hmm.
until maybe like the past year because I'm just like yeah, I've got a community, but like I, as far like in my brain, bro, it'd still be so unreal sometimes. I'll be like,
Absolutely.
I don't nobody know about like sec or whatever, and it's okay. I'm one of those people like I don't have a desire to be famous. Like I'd rather be well known for what I do, but
Right.
famous is ugh.
I'm
And
looking to be infamous, actually.
I mean, hey, look, if people, I don't know, in this day and age, infamy and fame kind of they kind of the same, bro.
No, for sure.
Like they're kind of the same. Back in the day, people be like, "I know who you are. I'm gonna leave you alone." That's infamy.
To
Nowadays, it's
quote,
like, "I know who you are. I probably should leave you alone." But hey, how you doing? Like, okay, what happened? You know who I am. You know what this is. You know what it do. What are you doing?
right? To quote Big Dan Teague from my one of my favorite movies, "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" It's all about the money, boys.
I mean, hey, yeah, hey, that
I'm
part.
totally kidding. It's not actually, but
Nah, I
as
mean,
long as the money's going to charity, I don't care how much we get. As long as we're helping somebody out, I don't care. Like
in my
if
personal
I'm
life.
being fully real, like just that's why I do it.
Oh yeah, the charity part. No, I totally feel you. In my personal life, though, I'm definitely very money like. It's a switch, but I'm very
We got
like
bills to pay.
I got bills to pay. I got dreams to accomplish. I got
Absolutely.
little dreams to fund.
Yeah, absolutely.
That dollar bill.
Absolutely. So finally, and definitely what everyone wants to know. Are you single and can we change that for you?
I am single.
Ah, that's a shame. So serious time. Um, being a runner with Sci Hope, it's a pretty special thing.
I agree.
And seeing how it's beginning to grow and accomplish some pretty big things in this space, my question is, and answer however you like. When it's all said and done, when the camera's off, what is the one thing that you take home from every event that we've done so far?
Wow, that's a loaded question. I don't even know if you realize it. Um,
I mean, that's why it's there, man. I mean, you know me. You've seen my interview style. I don't leave nothing on the floor if I can help it.
I mean, hey, that's fair. Geez, there's a lot though that I take away. Like,
You can answer however you like. We've got a whole half an hour for you to just bleed dry, bro.
so I guess it's like this. After I
Hmm.
get over the like feel good, because like every time we do a charity event, it's like it does something for my soul. It's like, oh
Hmm.
yes, all right, cool. Like faith in humanity restored. If imagine a little progress bar, if you will.
Right.
Every time we do it, it's like, man, all right, cool. My progress bar just went up. I needed that because Twitter and social media and everything depletes it on the daily. Um,
Mhm.
but like after I get over the like feel good, yes, we did something good. Yes, we were able to succeed. Yes, we were able to, raise this money. All these people came through. For real, like what I'm really thinking about at the end of the day after those
Mhm.
events, usually I'm like, man, I can't wait to do it again. Like there's
Right.
it's a layered thing to that. Part of it is it's like at the end of the day, at the end of everything when it's all said and done, I'm a gamer. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like I I love and enjoy a good challenge. I
Right.
always have. That's why I play video games. Um and for probably the first time in my life, I am surrounded by people who are various levels better than me, more skilled than me, but
Mhm.
also like everybody's still like pushing to get better. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm used to being the guy. Like I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story.
Okay.
So like
Hell
from
yeah.
college. So like I love Smash Bros. Loved
Right.
it since it came out. Right now, I went to college. I went to college called Saint Augustine's College.
Mhm.
It's an HBCU. So I went there and like my freshman sophomore year. Well, I didn't really stay my sophomore year, but like my freshman year
Right.
there, like you gotta do the thing where you get in, you start playing with the, okay, who's the toughest on the block, blah blah blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
square up the competition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of doing that. So I'm
Who
doing
owns the
that
system?
exactly. So I'm like doing that, and I found some people who were, like relatively like actually challenging this, that, the other people. I was like, okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna have to beat this guy. I'm gonna have to beat this guy. Um, and somewhere along the way, from like me doing that and like people coming around challenging me, oh, I heard you play Smash Bros. And it was Melee. Melee was everybody's preferred, but that was also when the first Wii Smash was out. Like that's when that one was new. So
Right.
um like literally having people like try to fight me, like, and I'm not gonna lie, I was that dude. Like, at least in my area, I was that dude. Like, I had people like taking me on 2, 3 people at a time, me by myself, beating all
Mhm.
of their asses, throwing baseball bats, catching it off of their heads. It was a good time, man.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where they literally told me I wasn't allowed to play no more. Like they were doing tournaments and shit. And they were like, I came down, I was like, oh, y'all playing Smash? They were like, bro, get out. You are not allowed to play. I was like, well, we could do teams. And they're like, anybody that got you on the team, they gonna have an unfair advantage. Get the fuck out. I'm like, okay, well, fuck y'all too then. I'll go play Smash by myself. Continue my,
Man.
crazy, ridiculous training regimen of fighting 3 level 9s at the same time.
Right.
Like it is what it is. But that was after you deal with that sort of thing for long enough, like at least for me, I got to a point, and this is, before online gaming where you can
Yeah.
just go online and fight folks online. Before
Yeah,
that
for
became
sure.
popular, like I'm 18 at this point, or I'm
Right.
18, 19 at this point, and that's still like not really the normal thing at that time. So like after dealing with that for enough, like you play with enough of your friends and enough, and even new people. And it's like people are like, man, it's just not fun to play with you. You too good. It's like you start to kind of like handicap yourself,
Yeah.
stop playing the games because it's like, bro, I mean, like, ain't even no point in playing this. Like,
Right.
what's the point? Like, ain't nobody gonna challenge me, and ain't nobody gonna like actually do what it takes to get up to the challenge. Of course, my brother at home out over here in his mad training arc. Little did I know, waiting for my ass to get home so he could be like, "Hey, what's good? What's good, bro? Let me tell you something. I ain't take all them L's for nothing."
Right.
But I mean, yeah, no, it's been really good for me, just like on a lot of levels. Like, uh,
Bit of a humbling experience.
I mean, it's a really humbling experience. Like,
Right.
I can say I've never been as busy as I have been since I joined Sci Hope. But at the same
Right.
time, like, I'm not even sure if any of y'all really knew this. Like, you asked the question about me being single. I've been dealing with the whole breakup with my daughter's mother. Like,
Oh, okay.
I've been dealing with that for going on 4 years now.
I
Like,
feel it.
that's been rough as hell for me. But like, for real, having these things that we do, hanging out with y'all, knowing
Mhm.
that I have people that I can like actually chill with, vibe with, you know
Yeah.
do just sit and have a good time with, like, that's done a lot for me and my mental.
Oh,
uh,
for sure.
and I feel like I've grown as a person as a result of that. So I
That's
mean,
awesome.
it's really hard to say, that's why I was like, that's a loaded question, because it's
Yeah, no,
like
for sure.
it's so much that I take away at the end of each event. Like, there's layers to it, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a
Absolutely.
lot.
No, I mean it's um I kind of feel the same way. You know, I've always been the guy that talks a little too much or over explains or um is able to just kind of go on a little tangent and stay on that tangent pretty darn well on my good days at least. And I'm fearful for the day when that is no longer something that I'm capable of doing. Um, and what I take away from it is, I just talked for like what was it? The last I hope was 36 hours.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, like 36 hours in a 3-day block, and like I was not intending to talk during Sci Hope 2. I was intending to be a runner, talking to my own community, and
mm,
just vibing and popping in whenever the like if for whatever reason things went dead,
mm-hmm,
I would pop in. You know what I
mm,
mean? Um, because I was not confident that I wanted to do 36 hours of just straight gab.
yeah. I feel
And about the only thing that happens after every charity stream that we've done, whatever degree of involvement that I've had, it just reinforces what everybody else is telling me and a truth that I'm slowly beginning to believe about myself. And it's like fixing a fundamental problem that I've always had in my life, which was I've always felt that I'm boring.
bro, you are anything but boring. Let me
Yeah.
Oh my god, you are anything but boring, my guy.
I
Like,
was not. I was
you
not
want to
fishing. I
talk about
swear.
I'm no, but that's the thing. Like, and I'm saying this like as passionately as I am, because like
Yeah.
I've been told, like, I mean, it is what it is. I don't even care at this point. I've been told by like
Heck 'em.
by my daughter's mom. That
Oh,
was
okay.
one of the things. She was like, I literally will never forget it. She literally looked me dead in my face and was like, you're really boring. And I was just like, wait, what? And
Yeah.
we had
No. No.
been
No. No.
together
No.
for like fucking god damn, we've been together at that point for like, I want to say on and off, like maybe like 5 years or something. And it's
Right.
like, what do you mean? Like, you know me, like, and I
Hmm.
mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, like that shit fucked with my head, bro. Like,
I
I
would
streaming and
imagine.
everything, like I still be struggling with that. I be sitting there like, and that's like, I'm the kind of person like this. It's like, I can talk, and
Yeah.
if I'm excited, I will talk. But
Right.
like, when I'm gaming and stuff, especially when I'm focused, it'd be like, other than the wild shit that be going on in my head, which is literally like, oh fuck, switch, shit, damn, please no, have mercy on my soul. Yeah, that's what I thought, bitch. Yeah, you thought you was gonna get me. Yeah, I just
Right.
beat you out with that little, like, other than that, which is going on
Right.
in my head, like what people be like, man, I don't understand, like, Like I remember somebody asked me, they were like, "How do you do it, bro? How do you be?" I'd be like, "Bro, I'd say whatever comes to my mind." That's why
Right.
some of these damn quotes that they be doing, I'd be like, "Yo, that wait, what? I must have been
No,
playing
look,
something."
look. When we are in my D&D games, we have a specific room dedicated to questionable quotes because
Oh
we
yeah.
say some off the wall shit. It's my
Especially in
favorite thing.
D&D.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing. Like even in random conversations,
Out of
like
context, D&D is a hashtag.
it
Yeah,
is
I
always
feel
going
that.
to be a hashtag that I will stick with.
Yeah.
Like, God, it is so. But to that though, like I have had a complex of being boring because of how excitable I am and how passionate I can get about any particular like, I don't care what I'm talking about it. Wow. I don't care what I am talking about. I
Okay,
can
there
get
we go.
excited about it.
Hey,
It
see, but I think that's I personally
yeah,
like. I think that that's a realistic and good trait to have, and I'm gonna
I
tell you why.
agree. I completely agree. But the problem is the people that I have come to know in like circles, and let's be fair, I'm not friends with most of these people anymore,
Fair.
because of that exact thing that I'm about to go into. One of the hardest things that I've had to learn as I've grown, I'm not boring. People are bored of me.
Yeah, nah.
And
That,
it takes the pressure off of me because I know that I'm somebody's bag. I know that I'm
Mm-hmm.
somebody's like obsession. You know what I mean? Like I haven't found them yet,
yeah.
and I will eventually, to the point where every word that comes out of my mouth is honey. Just like I can treat the people that I genuinely care about like their every word is honey to me.
Mm-hmm.
It does not mean that I'm boring. It simply means that people are bored of me. And that has been one of the most powerful like realizations that I've had because it's kept me from looking at people in the eye when they're speaking to me and I watch their eyes glaze over instead of getting angry and personalizing it or internalizing it and causing a brand new set of scars. I can look at somebody who like okay, they're not ready for what I've got. Their
Yep.
eyes have glazed over, they've checked out, they're not
Mm-hmm.
paying attention. Regardless of how important it is to me, it helped me realize where other people's priorities near me align with mine. And I've actually become a lot more skilled at it. I'm still not great. Like I still get super excited and say a bunch of shit and never stop talking and
Never change.
uh,
Never
forget
fucking
that
change.
I've been in a conversation with somebody else because then I'll end up playing both sides because I'm just that good. Um, you know what I mean? Like I get into those modes where I'm so excited about what I'm talking about that I literally will play the whole conversation off as if they're not even there. I have no problem understanding why people's eyes glaze over. I understand. But the
Mhm.
trick of it has always been, or should have always been, that I'm not boring. But I've been told so many times, or I've seen the boredom on people's faces when I have spoken, that it definitely gave me a complex for a lot of years. So these Sci-Hope Charities events where I'm talking for 36 fucking hours and people come back with feedback going, no, it was entertaining the whole time, but I was the one talking. Are you sure?
Mhm.
That's why.
Mhm.
And being able to hear that and actually believe it, that's what I take home every single time. Like I don't second guess what I'm capable of. Yeah, I can get a little arrogant with it, and I damn well should. I have every right to be. But at the end of the day, I'm still humble and modest,
Okay.
and I've lost my train of thought because I'm so modest.
I was like, he's going somewhere with this. I know he is. If I start
Nope,
talking, he gonna derail. So I'm gonna let him
nope.
take it home.
I was stroking my ego because I didn't want anybody else to. But
Hey, but I
like,
mean, if you don't stroke your own ego, man, who's gonna? For real, for real.
I mean, I've given it up personally.
Saying.
But ultimately, like that's my takeaway every single time is I it heals a wound that I never realized needed to be healed.
That's what's up, man. That
Yeah.
honestly is what's up. I never would have guessed that, like straight up.
No?
Like no, I never would have guessed that you had that problem prior to hearing you tell me this story.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, yeah, no, Galley's the one. You know, he's it. It like so like it's just wild hearing it because it's like, man, I would have never guessed that. I mean,
Oh,
like
the stories I could
He's
tell you,
just
my
like
man.
us regular folk.
Oh
he,
goodness me.
yeah, but I feel that though, because like I mean, like
Hey now.
no, but I feel that though, because like I be, like it was funny. Y'all actually got to kind of experience with me while going live a little bit of the like panic that I go through every single time I go live. I hit that start streaming button, and I'm like, oh man, this is real. This is really happening right now. Okay, I got to get my stuff in order and blah 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 blah. And see, like, I ain't gonna lie, like the D&D day when y'all were like, man, there are already 20 some people in here. I was like, I think I'm about to faint. There are a couple of different things that I'd like do when I'm anxious to like help pull me back down. And
Yeah,
out.
you know what? Let's get into that. Let's actually turn that into a full-blown improvised question.
Okay.
For, I mean, based on the fact that like pretty much everybody in here is going to be watching this, um what are some of the like Seckatai ways to relieve stress, or better yet, to stop anxiety before it becomes a full-blown attack? Like, what are your grounding methods that you have?
Oh man, I've got plenty. All right, so this is usually it's all about what stage of anxiety or panic you're in.
Absolutely.
If starting with the simplest method, if it's just one of those like, all right, I'm feeling slightly uncomfortable, slightly perturbed, music is my go-to. Music is a extremely powerful way of altering your mood. And what I mean by that
Absolutely.
is, I'm sure everybody here is like will know what I mean when it's like, okay, all right, you're having a bad day, some feel good music starts playing, and the almost like the first thing that comes to mind is, man, I don't want to listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that. Usually it's like, I mean, like you're feeling how you feel,
Right.
and the music is changing on a subconscious level how you're feeling. So that
Right.
reaction of, man, I don't want to listen to this. It's like, oh, I feel bad. I don't want to, like I don't want my feeling to be changed kind of deal. Let it
Yeah, I
change.
don't, or rather, like for me, you're definitely correct on that. One of the things that I've noticed is I don't want to associate my bad mood with this good song that I genuinely like.
Mhm. Yeah, there's that too. I
Yeah,
definitely like I there
because
and
you
I
can
mean,
ruin songs that way.
yeah.
Sometimes.
So like sometimes when I'm in a bad mood, and I, feel good music starts coming on, like for me, jazz, classical music, freaking
Hmm.
anything featuring virtuosic instrumentation, skill level playing.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
sorts
yeah,
of things give me feel good chemical stuff in my head,
yeah, yeah,
serotonin,
yeah, yeah,
if
yeah,
you will.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but like sometimes I will make myself listen to it, even though I'm like, I'm not in the mood. It's like, nah, I'm gonna listen to it, and surely enough, by the time I'm done listening to songs, like I feel better, But it's
Yeah.
not like, man, I feel better. I ain't really want to feel better, but like I'm glad I feel better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm. I actually read sorry, I didn't read a study. I see. My knowledge comes from a lot of places, and stuff that I've like observed on my own has become like part of my lexicon. I don't know how true it is. I am under no circumstances should anybody ever come to me for medical advice. However, one of the things that I had heard, um, and I can't even remember where. I'm pretty sure it was like a Facebook short or something like years ago.
mhm,
But I've held on to it for forever. And I don't always force myself like I want to. But what I had heard was that listening to three of your favorite songs. when you are in a depressive state or a deep anxiety spiral, or sometimes even a full blown panic attack. I don't have those, so I have no idea if it actually works. Um, but listening to those three favorite songs of yours that you could just pick up and listen to at any time, that is just the right amount of time you need to reset your mind into a different wavelength of thinking. Because
Mhm.
when you're sitting there in a depressive state, you're in a negative filter already.
Yeah.
Everything that goes through your mind at that point is going to be some form of anxiety driven, because that's literally the design of how depression works on the human psyche. It puts you in a state of suggestible negativity, and it makes things numb.
Yep.
But listening to your three favorite songs, the ones that you know beyond any shadow of a doubt are good time musics that are just your
Notice,
favorite.
so real quick, I hate to
Yeah,
cut
go
you
ahead.
off, but
No,
just
you're good.
notice that he said good time, as in it
Yeah,
makes you feel good. I'm specifying this because, like,
yeah.
me specifically, for example, I really like emo music, emo rock, emo hardcore, post hardcore, stuff like that. They might sound good, and on occasion they definitely do make me feel good, but you got to
Hmm.
pay attention to
Yes,
what you are feeding into your mind, because, like,
absolutely.
much as I love those emo songs, like he said, you're in a suggestive mind state. So if you're feeding into your brain, like, as good as it sounds, man, I really wish I could stop feeling, or whatever the heck it's trying to say, guess what's gonna
Absolutely.
happen? You're probably gonna stop feeling. So
Absolutely. So you do have to be careful. However, with that 15 minutes, or if a 3 5-minute songs or 5 3-minute songs, however the hell you want to break it up, that is just enough time for your brain to reset and hit a different wavelength that allows you to think in a different way. It is what allows your brain the break it needs to just vibe out for a little bit. So if you can find 15 minutes to just listen to really good feel good music, and the stuff that genuinely makes you feel better without suggesting you in a to take you to a darker place,
yeah.
you will come out on the other side of it better. Not perfect. It is not something that's going to fix you, but it will definitely be a tool that you can add to your tool belt to genuinely make your life easier. I
Yep.
do it not as much as I would like, as I said. You don't always remember. But I can say with certainty that the times that I have, I come out of my spirals in such a better mood to where I can genuinely function throughout the day, which is why a lot of people, when I do talk to them about the fact that I suffer from depression, I suffer from a couple of different, like undisclosed illnesses, not a lot of people would know. And it's because of the prep that I take before I go out into the world. Like
Gotta
it
take
is
care of
just a
home before
little
you.
thing that I can do in order to give myself control again.
Yeah. Gotta take care of home. Like, really,
Absolutely.
realistically speaking, you gotta take care of home. Cause, like, I mean, like, that's I don't know if you believe it, but I used to have really bad anger issues. Like,
No.
really bad anger issues.
No. Say it ain't so.
Um no, I mean, I'm serious though.
No,
Like,
for sure. Me too.
um then the funny thing about it is, it's like, I will admit I can definitely still be a difficult person to deal with if I've reached that snapping break point.
Hmm.
But
Not that I've seen. Just for the record, not that I have seen.
yeah, I mean, I don't let people take me there. That's the thing, is
Yeah.
across over the years, various different things that I do to keep myself calm. Um, I just don't let people take me there. Like, I've had to learn things, like, over the years, like, letting people go, and that it's okay to let people go. Like, I used to have a well, no, I have a what is it? What is the word? I guess you could say, like, an abandonment issue. It
Right.
plays like both ways. Like I don't like being abandoned, and I don't like abandoning other people. Feeling of abandoning someone is like, ugh, you know,
Right.
it's like, that's a nasty feeling.
Yeah.
Ugh. But I've had to learn straight up. It's like, yo, if someone's got me to the point where, you know, I'm not in my happy place, I'm not in my in the place or zone or mode or vibe that I'm trying to be in, that I want to be in, and I
Right.
notice that somebody's taking me out of it every time, well, they get a chance to know, hey, you're doing this thing. It's messing with my vibe.
Right.
Then if they keep doing it, well, I mean, hey, no hard feelings, but I can't fucks with you no more. I'm gonna go my way, you go your way.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like the biggest problem that anybody can actually have is abandoning yourself.
Yep.
You know, you got to be there for yourself first because there's a reason that they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first.
Yep.
It is so that you have enough oxygen in order to help the person next to you. If you're not in a good headspace, there's nothing that you can do for somebody else.
Exactly.
And if that person is a black belt in breaking your calm, why are they there? Like you can't save
Like
everybody, and
I'm trying to toughen my nerves up. No, why
right,
are they
no,
there?
right. Like I have just to get a little into my own psyche here. I'm a bit of a people pleaser. Not so much anymore. And I also have a bit of a savior complex. That was thankfully beaten out of me a few years ago. So like I do have this compulsion, and it's okay to have. It is not a toxic trait as long as you remember the most important person, the only person you are able to take home with you when you leave, and that is you.
Yep. Yep.
I am people too, must please me too.
Heck,
And
I would even say must please you first if you want me to be
yes,
100 with you.
yes, and like that, obviously to a people pleaser, that's literally like you just called my mama a hoe.
Yeah,
Um,
no. I have a lot of listen, I have a lot of people pleasing friends, and
yeah.
some people might think that I have or I had people pleasing tendencies, and I once I
Hmm.
realized exactly what it was, I was like, "Oh no, fuck that. This is ghetto. I'm
Yeah.
good." I'm being straight up with you. Like, as
No, you're
soon as I
right.
realized that it was like, oh, this is what's going on, I was like, fuck that. And
Yeah.
the reason I was like, fuck that is because it's like, these people, the people that I would, I guess you could say, go to whatever lengths to please, they didn't give a
Hmm.
fuck about me. So
Right.
why waste my time and energy? And I mean, I had to learn personally, because I that's how I felt, and it didn't matter if I felt like that was an asshole move. That I was gonna stick with it. That's
Man, it
another
don't
thing
matter.
about me. No, I mean, I'm
Wasn't it?
just being honest. That is a thing about me. Like, I am
Yeah.
the kind of person, I don't do things that I don't want to do. So like,
No, for sure.
it is always like funny, slightly irritating, but funny, when some of my friends that know better will ask me, be like, "Are you sure?" And it's like, you've known me for how long? If I don't want to do something, am I going to do it? The answer is no. So why are you asking me? Like, it's funny because, like, I mean, like, and I'm talking about people who've known me for like 10 plus years. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, like, you already know I'm not gonna do something I don't want to do. For people who might not know me as well, they might think that I'm, because I'm so easygoing. Like, well, and it's not necessarily super likely that I'll say no. But if I don't want to, best believe I'm not gonna fucking do it. Like,
Right.
ain't heaven or hell. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not doing it. If I don't want to do it, it ain't getting done. Like,
Yeah.
so
No, I completely get you, man. Um, well, that was fucking awesome. Uh, Commander Jupe, do you have any other questions for our guest today?
Well, I mean, the sounds of your earlier stories, it sounds like you're totally gonna like win the tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely the goal. I mean, like I'm definitely like every year, like it might not seem like it, but I'm definitely trying to beat Negatron. Like, and then when Galley started coming out, I was like, yo, I'm about to surprise them. Like, I'm not even kidding with you. When we did the Dark Souls one, I was like, fixing to surprise them. I'm fixing to come out the woodwork, and I'm gonna win this shit. And they're gonna be like, yo, oh my god, can't believe the sec did it. I'm gonna be like, yeah,
Oh, I was
yeah,
waiting. I was hoping for it, man. I just so was.
I was at least happy with the unexpected pleasure of beating the boss in a way that apparently other folks wouldn't either normally, or at least somebody
Yeah.
who said that they've played a lot of the game many times in a way that they'd never seen done.
Yeah.
I won't
That
lie.
was a definitely like I was like, okay, well, I might not have won the tournament, but I won the damn game. Let's go.
I've actually rewatched you beating him multiple times, and not just because I was making sure I didn't need anything out.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I take
Yeah.
that as a high compliment because
Genuinely, that what Negatron said was absolutely the right thing. It is a very ridiculously hard strategy that you just kind of bumbled into. It was incredible to see. For those of you who are wondering what the hell we're fucking talking about, Sci-Hope 2 is on our YouTube channel at Sci-Hope. What's the URL, Commander Jupe? Help me, please.
I know there's a
you know I
69
don't
in
know
it.
it. The perfect number.
I think it's
Hey,
Sci-Hope 6988. I'll double check that while we talk.
So Captain Seckatai, thank you so much for dedicating this hour with us, man. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna roll out the carpet for you. Do you have any like super exclusive, like secret things that will force people to watch this video to the end?
um,
Now would be the time.
okay. Well, okay, super secret exclusive things. Okay,
Or just
so
anything you want to plug. I mean, this is your
I
moment to
well,
tell the world what you're about, what you're up to, and what you want to accomplish.
well, then this will actually probably be perfect. So I don't know if you guys saw recently on Twitter. I made a post about my aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
Um which is I do very much I aspire to make video game music. That is something that I very strongly hope to do. I would love to be able to one day make an original soundtrack for a game that is amazing as something like God of War or Final Fantasy or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um but more than that is the purpose behind the music that I create and the goal that I hope to achieve with that music. My goal with music when I'm working on music and the music that I am working to produce and bring to everyone outside of my commissions, um, I have a goal to erase all of the social barriers and boundaries that we've put up between one another.
Mm-hmm.
All of the stupid. I'm just say it the way I feel it. Stupid
No,
and
you're right.
unnecessary um things that people use to distinguish between, oh, I'm better than you because, I'm the color of my skin, or I'm better than you because of my sexual preference, or I'm better than you because of this. I
Right.
it's been a thing throughout my life, that I've seen and I've thought is very ugly. And
Mm-hmm.
my goal is to address it through music. So
Right.
thing super secret exclusive, I guess you could say, thing for you guys. It's gonna take a while because money, but
Mm-hmm.
I am working towards getting my musical instrument collection back to where it was, so that I
Mm-hmm.
can start working on an album, um an album specifically for listening purposes, featuring me
Ooh.
playing guitar, maybe even getting Suta playing the bass on it. It'll depend on him though, but it's if you guys have heard the group Polyphia, which if
Mm-hmm.
you haven't, I can totally send y'all links later.
Please
Please
do.
Um,
do.
Yep.
oh, definitely will. Y'all will love it. But they're a group that does music all instrumental. And I've always loved them. I've always been inspired by them, and I've always wanted to do something similar to what they do, but my own version of it. So that is the goal. And after talking with Negatron for a bit, I am gonna probably start a like GoFundMe donation sort of thing to help
Ooh.
try to get the funds ready for all of the things that I will need as far as recording equipment,
Yeah,
instrumentation,
yeah.
programs, all of that stuff. So be on the lookout for
That's
that.
awesome.
Hell
I'll come up with
yeah.
some sort of incentive. I've been working, brainstorming incentives for, the top donors, but it is a project that's gonna, that's a long-term project that we're looking at there. But as far as exclusives, because I'm the kind of person I don't let people know that I'm doing something, typically
Hmm.
speaking, until I'm already doing it.
No, for
Um,
sure. For sure.
as far as exclusives, that's probably the most exclusive thing that I could give y'all right now.
I love it.
That's
Absolutely
awesome.
love it. It's exactly what I was looking for. Second time, man, I love you to death.
Love
Thank
you
you
too,
so much
man.
for being
Really
my
do.
first my first fucking breach
I,
into what
I popped his interview cherry.
and trust and believe I'm going to be sore for weeks. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah. I mean, they call me captain for a reason, you know.
Goodness gracious. Perfect. I love you very much, man. Thank you so much for spending this hour with us. And everybody else out there, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing these for the entire Sci Hope team. And I suppose that is it.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you want to see more of this stuff.
I'm
If you want
pointing
to
down
see more
below
of
who
this
you can't see.
content, do that. You know you want to.